Hi everyone, welcome back to our June Going Gold Challenge. This is day 18. My name is Barb and I'm honored to be sharing with you today about retention. First of all, what does it mean? Retention is an act of retaining, holding back, or keeping. So we know that this requires action on our part. You will keep something if you do the actions put in place. So we've talked about the four pillars of business, and retention comes after you have recruited someone. So therefore we know that the work doesn't stop with recruiting. The work you do after will determine the stableness of your business. So here's a simple way to remember this. You have invited someone to get in a boat. That's literally what it is. In order for you to arrive safely to the place you're going, you don't want the boat to have holes for them to fall through. Plugging the holes with an amazing customer care system that is so easy to follow, and we all know where to find it because Sheila did such an amazing job of telling us exactly where to find it, and all we have to do is implement it, right? So this will keep the boat afloat, and you're both happily staying on board and going to your destination. This is called retention. So one of the most important things you will also find as you're going through the customer care system is you will reduce many of the objections that people often think about, but many won't openly mention in the first month. So often they're thinking about it, but they're not really saying anything because of maybe some of the things that they're not quite sure about. Getting ahead of their excuses is, so to speak, is what you're doing. So another great step in retention is to know why they came to Plexus. Often when things get hard, we get to remind them of their why, their goals, and casting that long-term vision of many possibilities that we have for them. Sometimes they are nearsighted and we get to show them how far they get to go or can go or might want to go. We also get to cast the vision of bringing their friends to join us in the boat. This often sounds like inviting them to share with four people and doing it with them because we never want finances to stand in the way of their success. This creates huge retention. One thing to remember is just because they say no the first time doesn't mean that they don't KNOW enough right now. I believe Trina shared that amazingness with us. So good. Loved it. So keep checking in with them from time to time. We never know when their needs will change, right? Often life gets in the way, maybe of our health or finances, and often when we share or ask about if they want their products paid for or maybe a side income, things often change in their family life. So here's a simple way to check your retention percentage for a 30-day span. Go to your back office, click on the join date, like the tab where it says join date. Use whichever month you want. Let's say you start January or February or whatever. Write down how many joins you had and how many of those joins ordered the following month. So let's say you had 6 joins in January and 5 of them ordered again in February. So 5 divided by 6 equals 83% retention rate. And that is an amazing retention. I challenge you to do this for 60 to 90 days or even more. I think many of you will be pleasantly surprised at the high retention rate you have. So, to wrap this up, 3 of my top tips of retention. The reason I picked these 3 is because I believe these have been or are still somewhat holes in my boat, so to speak. Number 1, make sure you check in with your new signups about real life, not just Plexus. Celebrate every win, big or small, and yes, even detox. We need to normalize things getting worse before they get even better because after all, we didn't get to where we are in a day. Same goes for this business. Normalize and talk about it being simple but hard work and not giving up on the small goals and also the long-term big goals. Number 2, find a follow-up system that works for you. The Doe app is something that I know works for a lot of people. One of the things that I use to check in with people in between customer care messages or just on a daily basis or whenever you have scheduled certain people for certain messages is to comment on their posts or to see what's going on in their lives is the Friends tab that is on the left side of your screen when you open the Facebook app. Usually it's under your name. You will see it on the left-hand side. And this is for a computer. I'm not sure what it looks like on the phone, but I'm sure you can find it there too. Scroll down where it says custom lists. There you can create and name them by month or whatever you prefer. Great way to keep track of your lists of prospects as well. And this also alleviates mindless scrolling. Ask me how I know. Okay, last one. Number 3, why I picked this tip is because I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. It requires a bit of an investment on our part, and I think it goes a long way. Send your new sign-up a sample in the mail of a product they did not order. Nowadays, who doesn't like getting snail mail? And I believe it sends a message of appreciation. And who doesn't want to be appreciated, right? So this is all I have for today. Find what works for you and implement it until it becomes second nature. Remember, if you try a certain way of doing something and it doesn't work for you, try something else. Now, go back to the chat. I would love to hear about something you do that contributes to your retention, or maybe one of the things I mentioned here you want to implement for yourself. I appreciate you all and have a great Wednesday. Bye.